What if your modern city apartment could feel like a peaceful countryside retreat without sacrificing contemporary comfort? Imagine coming home after a busy day to warm wood tones, soft fabrics, natural textures, vintage accents, and gentle lighting that instantly makes you breathe a little slower. In today's video, we're exploring how to transform an ordinary urban apartment into a cozy rustic sanctuary where country warmth meets modern city living. Rustic decoration is not simply about filling a room with old furniture or wooden objects. At its heart, rustic design is about creating an atmosphere that feels authentic, comfortable, and connected to nature. In an apartment surrounded by concrete, glass, and busy streets, these natural elements can create a beautiful contrast. The result is a home that feels warmer, more personal, and inviting without looking outdated or overly traditional. The foundation of a cozy rustic apartment begins with color. Instead of strong or overly bright tones, choose warm neutrals such as creamy white, beige, soft taupe, warm gray, and earthy brown. These colors create a calm visual background while allowing natural materials and decorative details to become the stars. A neutral palette also helps a smaller apartment feel more spacious, peaceful, and naturally connected from room to room. Few materials create a stronger rustic feeling than natural wood. A reclaimed wood coffee table, exposed wooden shelves, a rustic dining table, or even small wooden accessories can immediately introduce warmth. Look for finishes that reveal natural grain, subtle imperfections, and authentic character. Rather than making everything match perfectly, combine different wood tones carefully to create the relaxed, collected feeling of a countryside home. The living room should become the emotional center of this rustic apartment. Start with a comfortable sofa in linen, cotton, or soft textured upholstery. Add layered cushions in neutral colors, a chunky knitted throw, and a natural fiber rug underneath. A wooden coffee table can anchor the space, while baskets, ceramic pieces, books, and vintage accessories add personality without making the room feel cluttered. Lighting can completely change how rustic decoration feels. Instead of depending only on bright ceiling lights, create several layers of illumination throughout the apartment. Table lamps, floor lamps, wall sconces, and small decorative lights can produce a warm evening glow. Choose warm white bulbs rather than cool blue-toned lighting. When the sun goes down, this softer illumination can make even a compact city apartment feel intimate and peaceful. One of the most beautiful aspects of rustic modern decorating is the relationship between old and new. A contemporary sofa can look wonderful beside an antique wooden cabinet. A modern coffee table can sit beneath a vintage-inspired pendant light. This contrast prevents the apartment from becoming a themed space. Instead, it creates a layered interior that feels naturally developed over time, combining modern convenience with the charm of the countryside. Texture is essential when creating a cozy atmosphere. Think of linen curtains gently filtering daylight, wool blankets resting on the sofa, cotton cushions adding softness, and woven rugs grounding the room. Even when the color palette remains neutral, these different textures create visual richness. The goal is to make the apartment look as comfortable as it feels, inviting you to sit down, relax, and enjoy a slower moment. The kitchen can continue the same country-inspired story while remaining practical for modern living. Wooden cutting boards, ceramic bowls, glass storage jars, woven baskets, and open shelving can add rustic character without requiring major renovations. If the kitchen already has modern cabinetry, simply introducing natural accessories and warm lighting may be enough. Small details can make the space feel more handcrafted and connected to traditional country kitchens. Handmade objects bring something special to rustic interiors because they often carry a sense of individuality. Look for handmade pottery, woven baskets, carved wooden pieces, imperfect ceramics, or locally crafted decorations. These objects do not need to be expensive. In fact, their small imperfections are often what make them beautiful. A rustic home feels more authentic when every object does not look perfectly manufactured or carefully coordinated. Plants are another powerful way to bring countryside character into an urban apartment. Green foliage introduces color, movement, and a connection to the outdoors. Place plants near windows, on wooden shelves, beside the sofa, or in woven baskets. Dried flowers and branches can also work beautifully, especially when you want a more understated rustic look. Nature-inspired decoration helps soften the hard architectural lines commonly found in city apartments. Even a small dining corner can become a charming focal point. Consider a compact wooden table paired with simple chairs, perhaps mixing modern seating with one vintage-inspired piece. Add a linen runner, ceramic plates, a small vase, and warm pendant lighting above the table. The goal is not to create a formal dining room, but a welcoming place where everyday meals can feel relaxed, intimate, and connected to the warmth of country living. The bedroom should feel like the quietest room in the apartment. Use soft bedding in cream, beige, oatmeal, or warm earth tones. A wooden headboard or bedside table can introduce natural character, while layered blankets and pillows create depth. Avoid excessive decoration. Instead, focus on a few meaningful objects, soft lighting, and tactile materials that encourage relaxation and make the bedroom feel like a peaceful retreat from the city. Even the bathroom can participate in the rustic transformation. Wooden stools, woven storage baskets, stone-inspired accessories, ceramic containers, and warm-toned textiles can soften an otherwise modern space. Pair these natural accents with contemporary fixtures for a balanced look. This combination is especially effective because the clean lines of modern bathroom design provide a beautiful backdrop for rustic materials and organic textures. Perfectly matched furniture can sometimes make an apartment feel like a showroom. Rustic design takes a different approach by embracing character and imperfection. A slightly weathered wooden surface, an aged frame, uneven ceramic glaze, or vintage object can add personality. These details tell a story. They remind us that a home is meant to be lived in, not simply photographed, and that comfort often becomes more beautiful when it feels authentic. Rustic decoration does not require a large apartment. The key is choosing pieces that provide both beauty and function. Use baskets for storage, floating wooden shelves for display, benches that provide seating and organization, and furniture with hidden compartments. Keeping surfaces relatively uncluttered allows the natural materials to stand out. In a smaller apartment, every decorative decision should contribute to either comfort, function, atmosphere, or personality. Vintage-inspired accessories can give the apartment a sense of history. Consider an old-fashioned clock, framed botanical prints, antique-style mirrors, vintage books, brass accents, or a weathered wooden tray. You do not need dozens of vintage objects. Just a few carefully chosen pieces can create that collected countryside feeling. The secret is balance. Let vintage elements complement the modern architecture rather than competing with it. The real magic happens when modern and rustic elements coexist naturally. Large windows, clean architectural lines, contemporary appliances, and minimalist furniture can provide the urban foundation. Warm wood, woven textures, natural fabrics, vintage accessories, and earthy colors then bring softness into the composition. This balance creates an interior that feels neither purely rustic nor strictly modern. Instead, it becomes a comfortable expression of contemporary country-inspired living. The most successful rustic apartment is not defined by a shopping list of decorations. It is defined by how the space makes you feel. Imagine soft morning sunlight entering through linen curtains, the texture of wood beneath your hand, a warm cup of coffee on the table, and gentle lighting glowing across the room in the evening. These sensory details are what transform decoration into an atmosphere and a house into a home. In a world that constantly encourages us to move faster, a cozy rustic apartment offers a different message: slow down. Create a corner for reading, keep a soft blanket within reach, display objects that have personal meaning, and allow your home to evolve gradually. Rustic style works beautifully with this philosophy because it celebrates simplicity, craftsmanship, nature, and everyday comfort rather than constant perfection or unnecessary excess. A cozy rustic apartment proves that you do not need a farmhouse, countryside cottage, or large home to enjoy the warmth of rustic living. With natural wood, soft textiles, earthy colors, vintage character, handmade details, plants, and thoughtful lighting, even a modern city apartment can become a peaceful retreat. The perfect balance is not about choosing between rustic and modern, it is about combining the best of both to create a home that feels warm, beautiful, comfortable, and truly yours.